people, but you do understand. Do we understand that as much as I talk about that here? Do we understand that people of color doesn't mean black? People of color means Asian people. It means non-white at this point. Don't we know that? So Asians should be able to express all of their accolades, and they should be able to express their history in our month too. Hold on, wait a minute. Latinos. I'm forgetting Latino because y'all somebody gonna come here and argue with me and say Latinos is black too. Nobody said they didn't have that, but like I said, from the African diaspora, you come over here from Puerto Rico, you're not seen the same in this country. Now over there, you might be oppressed because you the nigga over there. When you come over here, you're a little less of a nigga because you're not a nigga like us. Understand this. But that means these Mexicans, these immigrants, those are people of color. Do we understand it? Those are people of color. And here comes somebody saying, well, white Latinos. And see, we need to understand that too, because people come in here and when they say this, and they're like, well, that's not really what this is, and this is the race, and this is the culture, and that's not the same thing. I'm gonna need people to understand that race is a social construct. And what that means is that society has constructed what it means here. It doesn't matter what the truth is. And y'all don't know that America does that? Like they lie about everything. You think they give a fuck about truth? So we can sit here all day and argue whether or not it's not right, or whether that's not the correct race, or black ain't a race, or Latino is this, or Latino is that. Not to say sis who put that comment in there, but you're right. You got the white Latinos, you got the black Latinos. This is all social construct. They have labeled everybody, and you can pretend it doesn't exist. But if you're gonna live in this country, I suggest that you should understand when you walk around, the way you walk around, what it is. Fuck what it should be, what it is. Because you should be not oppressed in this country. You should be able to walk around and be free and not be murdered as a black person by the police and then watch the police get off. You should play in that should if you want to. It's not what it is. So let's deal with what it is. Race is a social construct. So when you bring Afro-Latinos and they come over here, even though they have black in their heritage, they're not seen as that in this country. They're not marking African-American on that box. That's not what they're classified as. So that's what it is. So let's deal with what it is. Everybody go look up the word social construct if you don't know what that means. Because that's what it is. Society has constructed all of these things, all of these labels, and this is what we live by in this country, whether you like it or not. And you can't deal with an issue if you're gonna pretend it ain't what it is. We can play on words all day. Just like people can tell me that all people can be racist according to Google's definition. And I would tell you the white man made that definition. So I don't give a fuck because their definition tells me that everybody can be racist, which means they're less racist. Fuck out of here. White folks, y'all gonna hold that racism trophy. That shit belong to y'all. You're not passing that shit on to nobody else. You're the racist motherfuckers in this country. You're the only ones that can be racist because you're the only one that owns systems and structures that you can oppress people with. Me calling you out your name and not liking you because of a race, that's called prejudice. I have no power to take all the people I'm prejudiced against and throw them in prison and unjustly give them sentences. I can't be racist. Shut the fuck up. I could be prejudiced, so go learn the difference in those words too. Stop letting them tell you that. Deal with what it is, right? Because everybody gonna always have something different to say. What is it? Open your eyes and look at what it is. So Naomi Campbell thinks that apparently, according to her comment, that means Asians, that means Hispanics, that means anybody in this damn country who is not white, because that's what people of color are. They're everybody else that's not white. And she's saying that this month should be to celebrate all of those accomplishments. And they got a black woman saying this shit. Now, did somebody twist her arm and say, no, she's just one of them motherfuckers in a position of high places who gets paid money, who does whatever makes the rest of the society feel comfortable because she gets paid to do that. Now, this woman, didn't she have like a runaway show or some shit and said she wasn't going to make the show not too long ago, last year sometime, that she wasn't going to make it an all-black show? Because something was wrong with that. But then the bitch will tell you stories about how she's been discriminated against. So see, that's what it tells you, is that she's not nothing but a sellout. She opens her mouth or shuts her mouth based on the money she makes because she don't want to be knocked out of her position. So as black people, we should just not even fuck with her ass. For her to say some dumb shit like that. And she might be looking to be relevant. Look, she wanted the attention and she got it now. Because everybody got something to say about it. But to me, this is the dumbest shit that I have ever fucking heard. Because people out in the chat. It was a white person in talking shit. Y'all deleted them. They ain't here no more. Where they at? Y'all got rid of them? Look, I don't get no damn. Look, come on, bring your ass in here. I don't care. If you white and you offended, I want you to do what a lot of black people do to me. Black people be like, you ain't black because your daddy white. Well, just pretend, tell me I'm not black. I'm white, just like the black folks, right? So if I'm white saying some shit, calling you a cracker, I can't be racist, right? So just pretend it's my white side saying, get out your feelings, fuck out of here. Right? Go get out your feelings and go step into some of that white privilege you was born in and get the fuck up off my life. It's just not the place for you to be. That's what I'm saying, right? Understand this though. So they have her come forward, and like I said, this is the thing that bothers me that I want people to understand. This is the problem with the Pan-Africanism and the ADOS situation. I have found that too many people who are not ADOS that are black in this country have so much to say for us. And I'm going to need them to shut the fuck up. And I'm going to need us, more importantly, to not allow them to have these voices. Like, too quick are we to be like, oh, yeah, because they black too, we're going to accept every damn thing that they say, and they making us look dumb as fuck. How do you speak on shit that talks about our history before you was even allowed in this country, motherfucker? When you was an immigrant, you came here as an immigrant. Q1, thank you for that. And that you got so much to say about a time when you wasn't even here. But we're supposed to be honoring our leaders, right, in our history. Now, shout out to you, Steve Smith. Well, I mean, hey, that's everybody's opinion. You know, I don't know if she ugly or not. I'm just speaking on the facts. You say she ain't fine. See, I don't think she's fine. Somebody might think she's fine. The issue ain't that she's fine. The issue is that her and so many other people in Hollywood that are not ADOS continue to open their mouth and say the dumbest shit as a representation of us, and you're not representing us. I'm gonna need people to understand that when it comes to ADOS, we are a certain group of people who deal with certain things in this country that no matter who the fuck you are, even if you come over here as a black person, there is still some shit that you are not dealing with that we deal with. Now, there's some stuff we all gonna deal with. Like I said, nobody cares if you're an immigrant. Nobody cares if you're ADOS or not. Cops are not checking for that when they're harassing you. Cops are not checking for that shit when they're killing you. All of these things are not checking for that, but there are some things that you should shut the fuck up about. Nobody is over there. And do you see Americans coming over, black Americans coming over to y'all places and where black folks live in the UK or where y'all live in Africa or over there in Puerto Rico? Do you see us over there speaking up for y'all like we y'all? Do you hear us going over there misrepresenting y'all? We over here minding our business because we got our own issues to fight. And here y'all come wanting to fucking speak up for us. And you say the dumbest shit. And then everybody looks at it like you're a representation of us. So this must be how black people feel. Fuck out of here. So I need people to understand that, right? I don't know if other people gonna get offended because I told you I'm both ADOS and I'm Pan-Africanism. But in some things, I need the Pan-Africanism thing to just shut the fuck up. All of this stupidity of thinking that, oh, well, we're all in the same thing, the same diaspora. We all gotta we're all the same. We're not all the same. Are we all oppressed as black people across this world, no matter where you go? Yes. But we're not all the same. ADOS is a different story. So let's talk about that though, right? So even if we get away from the fact that she shouldn't even be speaking and she's saying the dumb shit that she's saying on our behalf, making us once again look stupid, look weak and docile. And here we come, kumbaya. We want to share this month they gave us with everybody because that's just what we do. Her comment is a perfect example of what you see happening in America all the time. Whenever there is something for black people, they do what, y'all? Y'all watch me long enough, you should know, they co-opt that shit. So now when we got a black person actually speaking up, like we supposed to let people of color co-op. If you are black and you have heard me, you know better, you do better, don't let nobody call you a person of color. I done told y'all to get the fuck out of that box a long time ago. And I'm going to tell you why again, for people who may have missed it the many times that I've said it. See, when you talk about people of color, you're talking about people who are not white. That's everybody else who is not white. So do you know that if we all call ourselves people of color, that when it comes to statistics and when it comes to other things, they can easily say to you, well, according to this and that, people of color are owning more homes. People of color, their unemployment rate has gone up. People of color, see, that's that social construct. They're putting us in another box, giving us a label that really doesn't exist. It's just some shit that they fucking made up. But when you put us in this box, then you can turn around and you can use everybody in that box to try and say that what they're doing or what they get applies to us. When Black people, not people of color, employment rate will not be going up. They won't be owning homes. They won't be owning businesses. Their things will not be going up. But they're going to use the numbers of everybody else that's not us, that are people of color, to say to you, people of color are not in that bad of a situation in this country. Look at the numbers. This is what they're going to say to us. So this is why you don't do that. And this is why I'm going to need people to show some respect to the classification of ADOS. Because when you talk about ADOS, go tell them to go get ADOS numbers. Tell them to stop saying Black and say ADOS. Ask them how many ADOS is locked up in prison. Ask them how many ADOS don't got jobs. Ask them how many motherfucking ADOS don't own homes. Go ask them how many ADOS fought for this country that was vets and ain't homeless right now in the streets. Do you know that damn near 50% of the Black population is in prison? Or have been in prison at one point in time? If you go look up the numbers. And do you know that damn near half of the homeless people in the streets are Black folks? 50% of all homeless people are Black. Not people of color. And then you get these people who come in that are not ADOS. And I want you to understand that when immigrants come over here, and depending on when they do come over here, they get all kind of benefits. Yes, and plenty of our vets are Black. And that's why, as a Black person, I would never go off and fight for this country. I wish the fuck I would see any of my kids somewhere. And my son tell me he's going to fight, I'm going to tell him, no, you're not. We're going to have to discuss this. Because especially the Black ones, they send them over there, they fight. Y'all come back from war, you're all fucked up. They don't deal with your mental disorders, your PTSD. You end up homeless. You're out here drinking and doing drugs. If you ain't doing all of that and got mental issues, you end up homeless because they ain't giving you nowhere to live. You're out here with one leg talking about, can I get some change in the cup? And this is what you get for fighting for this country? I wish the fuck I would. So understand, sometimes, and we're watching this go in this direction, we're going to have to tell some of y'all that's not ADOS that are Black. Yes, you're Black. That are in this country, but you from somewhere else. You from the UK, you come over here, you from Africa, you from all these different places that you come from, but you're a Black person. You're going to need to shut the fuck up speaking on our behalf about things that go back to ADOS. And when we're talking about Black History Month, we're talking about ADOS. When you bring up Harriet Tubman, who you talking about? That's ADOS. We talk about Martin Luther King, we talk about ADOS. And you don't get to sit up here and talk about the people that we bring up in our time of Black History Month, that they don't matter enough that we need to share this day, this month, with everybody as people of color and celebrate everybody's accomplishments. Wow, really? Wow. Naomi Campbell, slap yourself. Slap the fuck out yourself, please. So see, I'm not buying that. But let me tell you something else, right? Y'all do me a favor, like this video, share this video. Let's talk about the fact that Black History Month alone is some bullshit. So let's take that conversation into that. So first of all, they need to shut the fuck up and not be speaking for us. Just because you're Black don't mean you are Black and you get to speak for us. There is a difference, right? Now, when we're fighting as a whole in this world, in this whole world for all Black people's oppression, then that's when we can come together and we can speak. But when you're speaking about a certain group and you don't belong to that group, I'm gonna need y'all to shut the fuck up. Just because you're Black don't mean nothing. Not when it comes to these matters, right? But let's talk about Black History Month, y'all. How many of y'all excited is Black History Month? Black History Month is some bullshit. You don't know that? Some straight bullshit. We talk all the time here about things that are what? That are surface things that they give us to just woo us, for us to be like, oh, okay, they're doing something for us. They honoring us in some kind of way. Just some little crumbs that we'll take. It makes no real difference. It gives us no real freedom. It gives us no real solutions. It doesn't take us any motherfucking where. It's just some surface dwelling shit that's supposed to play on your emotions for you to be proud for a moment, but it's not doing nothing for you. And Black History Month is bullshit. If you fucking tell me one more time, one more year in February about the same damn leaders that you paint this picture and you don't get into no real Black history, I don't even receive this shit. I forgot it was Black History Month. I needed social media to remind me. How many times are we gonna let them continue to tell us about Martin Luther King and he had a dream that all boys and all girls? How many times are we gonna let them do that when we know damn well if you study, and you ain't got to study, it's called Google and YouTube. You can go look up that man's speech before he died. You can go look up the interview after the fact where he clearly said that he was changing his mind. Before he was murdered, he said he had integrated his people into a burner house. He was saying that what he did, he didn't think it was such a great idea, that maybe he shouldn't have done it. And that's why they murdered him, because when you got a whole bunch of people listening to you and you got them kumbaya, and that's one thing, but when your voice is powerful and then you switch from that to maybe we shouldn't be working with y'all, maybe we shouldn't be integrating with y'all, now that's a problem. So they murdered him when they did, so that they can continue to make him seem like a weak back, spineless, kumbaya ass leader. Because if that's the only speech you've ever heard by him, or you think that's all that he thought, that's what I would consider him as. Because any of y'all walk around here today talking about kumbaya, let me forgive my enemy, let me work with everybody else, thinking that white folks and everybody else don't co-op all of our shit as though we need allies. I've gone over this before. How the fuck you gonna be Black people's allies when you don't even know what our plan is? Black people don't know what their plan is. We don't have a plan. So how the fuck are you my ally if you don't know my plan? And I dare somebody tell me Black folks got a plan. What is the united plan across the board? Because see, we're going to get into the LGBT, all of them motherfucking letters in a little bit, and they got a plan. See, I don't care where you go across this country. You can go from here to there, up and down, all around, near and far, up and back. Dr. Seuss in this motherfucker, right? And no matter where you go, LGBTQ has a foundation. They know what they want. They know what they coming for. They have a plan. Black people don't have that in this country. We still fighting over the fact that whether we agree that we're oppressed or not. You know how many Black people don't think that we're still enslaved? We're free. You just being lazy. Get up and have opportunity in life. Get your ass out the hood. Stop talking back to the police. I know, because that just don't fix everything. Because that's the problem, right? That's exactly what the problem is. Yep. So see, we can't even get on the same page when it comes to that across. So we don't have a plan. So how the fuck are you my ally? So see, when people start talking about that, even to today, you can miss me with that bullshit. And had Martin Luther King not changed his tone, he could have missed me with that bullshit too. And y'all would have been like, "How you gonna say about Martin Luther King?" Well, he changed his tone. Had he not, I'd have been like, "Ain't nobody. He's not my leader," because I don't believe in kumbaya, so I don't follow a motherfucker that said it. Shout out to you, Sag. Thank you for that. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you do. Look. To understand this is what we hear in Black History Month, and then they tell you about who? Harriet Tubman, right? And then they just made a movie with her with another non-ADOS, right? A woman from somewhere else playing her part. Made you think the white man was her savior in the movie, and black men was the ones trying to get her. So I mean, name it was just a handful, right? And then they tell you such and such made peanut butter. This person made the traffic light. Like that's what they equate us to. Let's talk about what history is. If they're going to talk about Black history, when they going to start talking about the real history? Like the real history. When you're going to tell us that you brought Black people over here and that you gave them a whitewashed version of their Christianity, of their spirituality? When you're going to tell Black people that voodoo is actually their African spirituality that was brought here, but you beat it out of them, forced them not to use it, and then you teach us today that it's evil? See, that would be real history. That would be real Black history. When are you going to tell us about all of the Black people? Shout out to you, see it. They showing it for free because we don't want to see that bullshit. They wasted their money making that movie. We ain't got time. I will tell you this, even though Black folks fight over whether we agree or not a lot in this country, we're also waking the fuck up too. There's a whole lot of us waking up to the bullshit and we're not falling for the okie doke no more. And that's why nobody went to see that shit. That's why everybody tore it down. That's why everybody coming at Naomi. We ain't all sitting here dumb, deaf, and blind. Ask them when they're going to tell you about all of the things that was invented by Black people that were slaves, and the master, because they owned them, made it their invention. Ask them in Black History Month when they're going to tell you that Louis Vuitton, you know, them Louis Vuitton bags, all you sisters be like, oh, I need me a Louis. You know that Louis Vuitton? When they going to tell you that back in the day, Louis Vuitton used to have a zoo with Black people in it. You go to the zoo today, it's animals in it, but it was Black people in the zoo back then. Louis Vuitton Zoo. Go look it up. They used to put Black babies' faces. You know, you go to the carnival and they take the ball and you throw it at the bullseye, and if and you hit it, then it sinks whatever, or and you get your prize. You know what used to be the bullseye? Black kids' faces, and they would hit them in the face with the ball. When you gonna tell that truth, America? When you gonna stop telling everybody that Rosa Parks was the first woman to not give up her seat on the bus? When really it was like a 15, 16-year-old girl who actually did it before then, went to jail and everything, and her father and them sat up all night, according to her, because they thought that the KKK was gonna come and retaliate. They arrested her because she did not want to get up and give her seat to a young white lady while her and her other friends was coming home from school. They won't tell you that, huh? They'll tell you about the civil rights movement, but they're not going to tell you how the police was Ku Klux Klan and how they put on motherfucking hoods, and they still the Ku Klux Klan today. And then they was out there using dogs and water hoses on everybody. Tell it from that perspective. Tell us about all the shit that you hide that you don't tell us about. How about that? How about they talk about what we were before we came here? Because I'm damn sure tired of Black history fucking being, we came here, we were slaves, and here we are now, the end. They act like that's where our existence started, just being slaves. We were nothing before you fucking brought us here. Shout out to you, Alex. She said, we should not support Gucci either. Italy invaded Africa with the rest of them. Buy black, the black. She said, I agree. Do you know that they used to take Black people's skin and make leather out of it? And these sick motherfuckers would wear coats and purses and bags that was made out of Black people's skin. When they gonna tell that history in school? When are they going? Wait. Black History Month. When the fuck is America going to pay for everybody, right? Not through the white company that be lying, but through the Black company to trace your DNA back to your tribe so that all of you can give back your fucking master's last name and you can have your name from your tribe. When they gonna do that? That's some history. You do know Johnson, Thompson, Washington. That's not your last name. Shout out to you, Jason. She do. When they gonna tell you that history, that most of the last names, well, I wouldn't say most, all of the last names that Black people have in this country that are ADOS, right? You're burying the name of the slave master. If his last name was Johnson, when you got on the plantation, you was his, so your last name was Johnson. Shout out to you, Steve. Thank you for that. And then they got off the plantation. All the names that were given, those your name wasn't. It wasn't Sarah Johnson. That's the name he gave the Black woman she got here. I think I'm gonna name this one Sarah. And here we are years later, and you still continue to pass down that name to your children. Now, ain't no knock to you. Because what else you gonna tell them? Because they don't explain that to you in Black History Month. Black History Month is some bullshit. It's some surface shit. It's a motherfucking it's a facade. Which is I need more trolls. I need more mods. There's too many trolls. The trolls always be in here. That's okay. They be all right. Why you delete her message, D Champion? I'm gonna tell y'all this too, as far as moderators, stop blocking people for dumb shit. And I'm not gonna say this anymore. I'm really finna go in there and it's gonna be like Keith Hill. That's my boy. What's up, Keith in the house? Dr. Shauna, Prince of Paraphernalia, Tiana. Right, there's a couple of y'all gonna keep y'all rich. I'm taking everybody's shit in a minute because you know what y'all do? There are people that come over here and they ain't even saying nothing wrong. I've been getting too many emails for people want me to unblock them. I'm starting to think that we got a spy in the camp and one of you motherfuckers got a wrench that really ain't down and you just fucking deleting people to be an asshole. Now, when people come over here and they're not saying anything against me and they're not talking shit, or even if they're just disagreeing with me, that's different than being a troll. They just said you need more mods. There's too many trolls. What the fuck did you delete that for? Now I'm gonna need you to go back and unblock that lady since you blocked her. Otherwise, I'll do it, but I'm gonna take your wrench. See, when I have people who come over here and they're supporting this channel and they are a supporter and a follower of mine, and then y'all block them for nothing, I have people who have donated to me all the time. I get people who have supported me, right? From day one, they have supported me, and then they're telling me they're blocked, and I know that they support me. These people have showed up at the Black Agenda, cried tears in my face, hugged me, walked with me, and talked with me, and y'all blocking me. And I know they're not trolls. And I know you said she had a bunch of pages. If she's not saying anything wrong, that doesn't matter. Mechee has 5 pages. I got more than one YouTube page. I go live on this one. I have other ones that I share my shit from, that I do other things on. So that doesn't mean she's trolling. And just lately, I've had other moderators tell me that some of y'all is tripping, and I be getting emails. My daughter be up in here. So I just want y'all to make sure that when you're blocking people, you're blocking them because they are in here saying some dumb shit. They're disrupting everybody, you know. But if somebody disagrees with me, people can disagree. That's fine. If somebody make a comment and I tell you you a stupid motherfucker, they can say fuck you to Mechee, and you don't have to delete them. If I cussed at them, they can cuss back at me. So I just want y'all to make sure that you are blocking people for the right reasons, because I have had in the past 2 or 3 weeks too many people that I know are not trolls emailing me and saying, yo, they keep blocking me. And you don't get to do that to people that rock with me, because then you are messing up for me, the people who support me. Okay, so let's not be so trigger happy, because words are just words. If a person is talking some shit, let's not be over emotional. Let's make sure if we're blocking people, it's for the right reasons. And look, and you said that she's a person, she's been here trolling before, and you know that, then that's cool. So I'm not just saying it to you, D Champion. I'm saying it to everybody. My daughter be in here sometimes. She's a moderator, and she was like, Mama, they ain't there tripping. She gave me one of y'all names and said y'all was blocking everybody. Yes, and time a person out first. I mean, unless they clearly come in here like dude come in here with all the monkeys and the apes and the bananas. You know, they just saying dumb shit. But yeah, time somebody out first and then block them, right? But let's not do that, because we've been doing too much of that. Because I don't care about their words. If they disrupt in the chat, then that's one thing. But their words don't hurt my feelings. Don't let them hurt y'all feelings so much, right? So let's just not be so quick to do that. Just because I know there's been a lot of people that y'all been blocking that they're not trolling. They're my supporters. And I don't want y'all to do that to my supporters. Okay? So with that said, y'all, let's get back into this conversation. Y'all do me a favor though, like this video, subscribe if you have not, hit that notification bell, and share this video. But understand, Black History Month is some bullshit anyway. Like I said, are they going to tell you that you're walking around here with the same name you got from the plantation and you pass it down all these generations to your children? I want you to think about what's taught to you every year. The same shit they taught us for Black history is the same stuff that they teaching our kids today in school. Yes? So you mean to tell me they ain't came up with more than the 6 things that they always fucking talk about for Black History Month? 6 things. Who made the stoplight? Who made peanut butter? Really? Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, We honor Malcolm X, goddamn well that in the public schools and in the public, they don't honor Malcolm X. They don't act like he exists. They don't give him any honor when it comes on that level in this country. So I want you to know that Black History Month altogether, even though Naomi Campbell should shut her damn mouth, that's one issue. But the other issue is that I'm not accepting this Black History Month bullshit no more. I'm not understanding why white people's history are taught all year long in school, but we get a month and then you teach us some watered down bullshit ass version of our Black history. You came here on a boat as slaves. You got free. After you picked cotton and you was beat, the end. You hear where you are now. Really? Y'all do know that like civilization has been around for like 100,000 years. So y'all can miss me with that 200,000 year story about Jesus too, because you do know that there was people living long before that. Yeah, they don't speak on that Turner. No, they're not gonna speak on that Turner, because you might get, something up your sleeve. It might be a full moon. You might get a sign, and black folks might start slaughtering people. They don't want you to do that. They're not gonna ever honor any of the leaders that we had that believed in violence. But I do. Anybody here don't believe in violence? Why y'all don't believe in violence? Why y'all don't? What's wrong with believing in violence? Shout out to you, Benjamin. Thank you for that. What you think about that? Why don't we believe in I know that's right, Warrior Class. We got a piece on the album called Warrior Class. Yeah, I gotta wait for this album about to be dope. I'm excited. We'll stay on the topic. But why don't we believe in violence, y'all? Now, nobody is saying that every time you get mad at somebody, just go be violent. Nobody's saying that. See, this is what I mean. People always misconstrue and understand that in society and even in psychology, when you think, they always take everything that makes you a powerful being, if used the right way and in the right manner. There's a time and a place for everything. They will tell you that you're not supposed to do certain things, right? And depending on how you use it, everything is necessary. You can tell me that people tell you that you're too stubborn and you shouldn't be stubborn because it's not a good thing. Well, what you being stubborn about? Because if you're so stubborn that you refuse to give up when you have a vision and a dream, so you're going to keep moving forward, I'm going to ask you to keep that stubbornness. If you're so stubborn that when people fuck you over, that you are not willing to put your stubbornness down to say, fuck you, I'm not letting you back in, I'm going to need you to hold on to that deal. You're always so angry. Anger is not good. You a motherfucking lie. Yes, it is. In the right time and in the right manner. You don't believe in violence? Let a motherfucker break in your house in the middle of the night and he about to kill you and your kids. Do you believe in violence then? Shout out to you, go figure. Now, Black history is world history because there is no place you can go in the world that you will not find in ancient and prehistoric presence. We were everywhere before anybody. This earth was black at one time. Yes, you are right. You are right. But when it comes to Naomi Campbell, you can't focus on Black history without focusing on people of color. People of color is not Black history, right? But you're right. And this is my point, though. Why in the teachings of Black history do we not look beyond getting here and being slaves in this country? Like, what were we before then? Right, what you said, vengeance is mine, said my and me. Look, I agree with that. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord is my, call me the Lord because I'm coming for my vengeance. There is a time when violence is necessary. There's a time when everything is necessary. If all of the people that believe in that word, go to Ecclesiastes and sit on that. Sit on Ecclesiastes when it tells you it's the time for everything. So for people to tell you that violence is not necessary, that's some bullshit. They want us to believe that. And so they're not going to pay homage to people like Malcolm X, who said, by any means necessary. They're not going to pay any homage to people like Nat Turner. They'll tell you a story, but they're not going to uphold them as some type of a leader. They're going to give you Malcolm X and that bullshit ass, that bullshit ass speech that he didn't think like that no more. That's why he got murdered. He changed his mind, but won't nobody tell you that shit. Come to tell you that. Come to teach your kids that in school. Shout out to you, Michael. People do believe in violence, just not against the dominant class. I agree with you. Because we have violence against each other all day long. Do not steal nothing on no brother sneakers at the club when he just put on some new shoes. Do not stare at a sister too long because she want to know what you looking at. I feel you on that one. You're right. But we don't never want to take that type of violence against those that are truly our enemies. And if you're my enemy and you meeting me with violence, then I should meet you with violence. If you got a gun, I want a bigger one. If you busting bullets, I want to bust more. If you leave me the fuck alone, we'll be good. But since they can't seem to make things even in this country and leave people the fuck alone without stepping on the backs of us to get to where this country has to be, because whether we believe it or not, the oppression that we have is no different than the plantation because it all comes back to the economy. It's all about a dollar. We're commodity, y'all. We was a commodity then when we was picking cotton, when they were using our bodies to figure out how you could have gynecology, when they were torturing black women with no anesthesia, when they were turning around doing all of the things that they were doing. Trust me, it wasn't just picking cotton. It was all kind of fields of different things that they were producing. They were doing everything. They were doing the cooking. They were doing everything. Black people did everything. I told you they used our kids for alligator bait. Commodity. You use it as a commodity. You're getting those alligators so that you can have their skin so that you can make something, and you use black babies to get. When black people died, they would were murdered. They would take their skin, and there were crazy ass people walking around here with leather purses made from the skin of dead black people. Commodity. Their skin became a commodity even in that day. Shout out to you, Crystal. Thank you, sis. I'm glad. Thank you for your support and thank you for tuning in. So understand this, it's always been about us being a commodity and then disposal to keep us in place. That's why they'll kill you dead in the streets. Before that, they was lynching you in the trees and they'll leave your ass hanging there for everybody to see. They called it strange fruit for a reason. You think they took you down at sundown? No, them bodies would hang there until the birds picked at them, they stunk, and then they just fell apart and fell to the damn ground. So understand that's what it's always been about, y'all. Shout out to you, D. Thank you for that. So when they gonna tell that real history? So see, I don't understand why we even accept Black History Month. So let's get into the next thing, right? Because I don't want to be here all night because I could, because this is a lot on this topic. So let's talk about that. LGBTQ. Why your shit ain't talked for a month? If you are Black and you are a part of the LGBTQ community, you should have not been glad at all that they started teaching your curriculum in the school all year round. It is a forced class to take. You cannot even remove yourself from it. You shouldn't have been glad about that because you should have been upset by the fact that LGBT has a curriculum that is taught all year round in the school before we got it. Shout out to you, James. Yes, the world was shaped by violence. The white supremacists want to sap up from our angle. But you know what? That's true, though. That's what I'm saying. This is why we're never going to win. Because the people that are against us, they are maniacal. They're evil. Evil geniuses. And the reason they're evil geniuses, I'm not going to discredit that. Let me tell you why. Because when you can take the chains off people, when you have mentally conditioned them and we still continue to do things and oppress ourselves in a way because we think that it is normal, yeah, like that's some real ingenious shit. And the plan that they did was they started many years ago. Go read a book called The American Dilemma. Shout out to you, Jay. Detroit in the house. Go read a book called The American Dilemma. It was a book talking about once Black people was free, what the fuck do you do with them? And that book tell you to your damn face how to create ghettos, how to use the police against them, how to get them to do the things you want them to do so that you keep Black people in check and in order in this country, because now that they're free, they're a problem. How do we deal with free niggas? An American Dilemma. It's a big-ass book. Go read it. Help to be written by a man that was a damn Nazi. They asked him. Shout out to you, Black Freedom. Well, shout out to you. I know that's right. Shout out to you, Oakland Sister Native. How you doing, sis? You said a book called, she said a book called 100 Years of Lynching. It's a must read. So I want y'all to think about that. When we steady talking about the Holocaust, you know, that ended. Our Holocaust never ended. Black people's Holocaust never ended. We're still in it right now. And if you wonder why, and if you really understood how we're oppressed, you would understand that there are many similarities to how the Jews were done in the concentration camps. But know that when they had an American Dilemma, you know who the fuck they called? They called on a Nazi motherfucker who came over here, helped them figure the problem out. And his last name is Stockholm, as in Stockholm Syndrome. Y'all connect the dots. So understand, they don't give a fuck about killing us. We're not seen as human beings. Neither are our babies, our children, or nothing, even today. How many of y'all heard about that law that was passed? Was it in DC somewhere? They just recently passed a law that says they will no longer handcuff children 12 and under. Why the fuck was you handcuffing kids 12 and under in the first place? And I guarantee you, majority of those children that were being handcuffed in schools and shit like that, they were Black kids. We've done stories on here about the 5-year-old and the 6-year-old little kid who was handcuffed at school. Remember the Black officer? He took the little girl and took her to the police station and took her mugshot and everything and handcuffed her from school. Why are they doing this anyway? Handcuffing all these kids is bad. I'm not even understanding why we need to do these things. I mean, I understand why they do it, because if you understand white supremacy, then you know what the fuck it is. But why is it that we see them as, I know why it is. And I don't care what nobody say, it's called position. Let me say something. I have lived in Colorado now 5 years. 5 years. But I used to live where I lived before here. I owned my home. I lived in that house for 10 whole years. And there was a store that I would go to all the time. And I've been in Colorado for 5 years now. Do you know that I still tell my kids I'm going to the Racing Mart? And that's not the name of the store here. That's the name of the store where I used to live in Massachusetts. And that just shows you how conditioning works even in that sense. Like, I've been here 5 years and I can't even get that store's name out my head because I was so used to running to the corner store. That was my corner store. So see, I know that even though we say we understand these things, it still is not as easy to be unconditioned even once we say we understand them. So get that too. Because I know damn well that's not the name at the corner of the store. And I catch myself when I say it, but that doesn't mean that because it's in me and it's conditioned in me, it just slip out, even when I don't mean for it to. And that's the same thing with us. The reason why we won't turn on these people and the reason why we won't see them as somebody that we can be violent back with. And I'm going to use the word back so don't nobody come in here talking about, oh, she talk about doing violence and just hurting people for no reason. I said back. You don't get to keep killing us, mistreating us, fucking over our kids, being violent to us, and we just supposed to keep kumbaya. No, I think it's time that we do back to you what the fuck you done to us. But the reason that we don't do that is because we have been conditioned. They don't want to tell you the real history. If they told you the real history, they would tell you that you're conditioned because of Christianity. I don't care what nobody say. You could put a Black Jesus on your wall, but when you was born, that's not how the fuck it was. And in the Bible and everywhere you go in America, they make you think that that image of Jesus is white. And whether you have it on your wall that way or not, you have seen it so much repetitiously that somewhere in you subconsciously, when your God look like your enemies, that's a problem. You begin to have more reverence for them even when you don't think you do. It's called conditioning. That's why it's one of the best weapons you can ever use against somebody. Because even when you realize you've been conditioned, it is very hard to uncondition yourself even when you know it. And the reason we are so quick to be violent against one another is because whether we believe it or not, You know how TV always portrays us as the criminal, even when we're the victim. TV always portrays black people as being the scum and being the thugs and being the people you can't trust. We buy that too. Don't get it twisted. We can have biases against ourselves. We're the first to say, yo, black ass. You so black, you crispy. Where you get that from? My hair's so black, oh girl, you got that good hair. Who told you that? Them is biases amongst ourselves. And we don't even realize it. So we've been conditioned to think that we're not shit. So when we see one another, we don't find any value in one another. This is why we're quick to use our violence against each other. And whether we know it or not, subconsciously, we have a reverence and more of a honor for white people, because we've been conditioned, just like everybody else in this country, to think that they're better or they're worthy or they're right. Or like I always say, what's that old saying they used to say, that their water is wetter, their ice is colder. And we believe it even though we don't know we believe it. That's why we so quick to that's why we so quick. If Ray Ray kill Pookie, we going to get Ray Ray. And we're going to shoot up Ray Ray's house. And we don't give a fuck if we hit his 6-year-old sister, we kill his grandma and his mama and granddaddy, even if Ray Ray's not there. Because we see no value in one another. But let a white person, an officer, kill a black person. George Zimmerman, he killed Trayvon Martin, and he has done nothing but throw it in black people's face, make a mockery of it, motherfucking sell the gun, make jokes about it. The white man that shot Jordan Davis in the parking lot because his music was up too loud and got off. Ain't nobody checking for that white man. Why y'all ain't shot up his house? Why y'all ain't shot up his house and not worried whether his mama, his little daughter, his grandbabies is in there? Why we ain't done that? I mean, being on YouTube, black folks, we could dox the shit out of people. Y'all motherfuckers find out where I live, put all my shit on the goddamn internet. So I know you can find out where this white man lives. We have his name. What's the problem? You scared? Whether we hold too much reverence for him, but we will admit that we wouldn't, right? Somebody said he's in prison. Who, George Zimmerman? I had somebody say that to me before. He might be there now, but he ain't always been there. The fuck, do we know how many years ago he did this? Are you serious? The last time I said that, I had somebody say that to me. Somebody said his killer is in jail. Why is he alive in jail? That nigga ain't been shanked yet? I mean, I don't know. We got Parchment Prison over here. It should be easier to kill him then. He's already locked up with savages, according to them, and people who are murderers any goddamn way. So why is the white man not dead? Right, he in jail, he can still get touched. That's what I'm saying too, Herman. So does it matter if he's not in jail? You do know that 50% of the black population is in prison. According to Parchment Prison, all of these things, the guards were giving the keys to gang members and left the jail so that they could kill one another. You know, those were vice lords and disciples. So you got black people killing black people in prison, but you ain't gonna kill the white boy? What? This is what I'm trying to say, though. But even if you don't want to use him, here, I'm gonna say this again. I say this all the time. One of these days I'm gonna get in trouble for it, but what the fuck ever, I don't care. How many officers have killed black people? And let me tell you somebody who not in jail. The officer that killed Eric Garner. And it took them like, what, 5 years to even fire this man? And when they did, all of the police rallied and was like, fuck that shit, and they was mad. Do you remember when they wore shirts that said, I can't breathe? So why we let them bitches stand there breathing? Why the fuck we didn't make them shirts true and make sure them motherfuckers couldn't breathe? I'm just not understanding. So even if, let's say, homie is in jail and we can't reach him, okay. You do know that if you kill Ray Ray and shoot up his house, police coming for you and you go to jail for the rest of your life too. You do know that if the police don't get you first, they might shoot you. But even if they don't, that his people coming after you next. So we will kill each other and we will pay the price to go to prison for the rest of our life, or we'll risk being murdered by the people who are mad at us to come and get revenge on us in the Black community. But you do know that the price is the same. If you kill a white person who's done something to you, if you kill a police officer, you do know that the punishment is the same. You will either die or you will go to prison. But we're willing to ride that out to hurt one another, but we're too scared to do that to white people. I'm not understanding. Shout out to you, Cobra. Thank you for that. American Uprising, a book about the largest slave revolt in the U.S. Didn't learn about this until I was out of school. Of course, they ain't gonna tell you that shit in school. General Sherman's Special Field Order number 15. Things you have to learn on your own. So there go another book for y'all. Shout out to you, Richard. Right. He said he don't understand it either, right? We shoot each other over everything. But I'm just saying, like, really? I want you to think about that. So we fuck with each other in the hood. We won't go have a conversation with each other. We won't pan it out. Okay, this is what I need y'all to do. Let me give y'all image for y'all. Next time a brother shoot another brother in the hood, I need y'all to go and not get a gun and shoot him back. I'm gonna need y'all to write some words or some signs. And I'm gonna need y'all to go protest in front of his house and ask him why he shot your family. Don't kill him. Protest. That sounds dumb as fuck, don't it? Dumb. You shoot my family member and kill them, I'm coming over to your house and I'm gonna get all my people, we're gonna rally each other and we're gonna protest in front of your house with some signs. Y'all, we good? We gonna do that? Oh, that sounds dumb, right? Oh, so when I tell you to use the same measures we use against Whitey and the police when they killing us against our own people, that sounds dumb. That's how dumb it fucking looks when we do it while our enemies are steady being violent towards us, killing the fuck out of us, but we are scared to come back with the same ferocity that they come at us. Shout out to you, Carmen. Thank you for that. So I just want y'all to take that, tuck it in your pocket and think about it, right? Just think about it. I talk about this all the time, and I'm gonna keep saying it because conditioning ain't as easy. Even when you know what's going on, you still automatically convert and go back. Shout out to you, Cobra. Cobra says they kill Black people. We hold up signs and sing. KKK, as a rule, doesn't kill Arabs, yet overseas Arabs are steady killing U.S. soldiers. No one sees the correlation here. Absolutely. I had to go because somebody said you were sick. Why? They said they would rather have the history of homosexuality taught to our babies than the wicked history of our oppressors. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're going to go there. So let me go there so I get out of here if I be here all night because y'all going to ask me stuff and I've been gone all over the damn, all over the place, right? Because there's so much we could discuss about this. And I do want to talk about the LGBT community, right? So just keep that in mind, though. I want y'all to think about that. Like, look at what we do against the police and the enemies who kill us, and how dumb that would sound if I told you because a brother just killed your family member. I'm gonna need you to go get protest and picket signs and go stand in front of his house and see what that do. Y'all gonna be like, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. No, I don't know why the fuck you think it ain't the dumbest shit you ever heard when we do that shit with the police and everybody else that kill our folks. All these officers standing out here with signs on shirts on being funny, talk about I can't breathe. They thought it was funny that they kicked to your face. Fuck you niggas. Yeah, we killed him and nobody did nothing. We went and got protesting. Violence is very necessary. Unless you're gonna be a weak back motherfucker who ready to die quick without fighting for your life. You do know when your life is gone, it's over. Unless you're a weak back motherfucker who ain't willing to die for your kids. And if you ain't, then what the fuck you had them for? You willing to live for them, be willing to die for them. I'm just not understanding what we scared of. The penalty is the same, but I promise you this, the outcome will not be the same. Because when a motherfucker learn that we willing to give all we have and we're going to do you like we do each other, and everything you've been bred in us, we're going to finally turn the fuck on you. When they realize, everybody says, oh, well, you know, officers start hitting them in their pension when these people get these checks and say to them, I bet you officers will stop killing people then when you take their pension. No. When officers realize that when you kill one of ours, we take a couple of yours, that's when the fuck they'll stop. When you realize the very thing you took that was a life, motherfucker, you can lose yours too. That's when they'll stop. Sound too much like right though, right? But I know we Christians at a rate of 79%. We've been taught to kumbaya. We've been taught to not to do those things. And you're not supposed to have all this hatred and this vitriol against people because vengeance is God's and you better wait on him. God waiting on you. He's not coming to save you. He gave you everything you need that's inside of you. If you don't get the fuck up and find it, we will always be in this situation. And it's getting worse. So let's talk about that, right? With the LGBTQ, we think society is bad now. Wait, it's getting worse. It's about to get worse. Shout out to you, Juan. Thank you for that. You said they coming for you. They coming for me. They might be. Shout out to you, Stephanie. Thank you for that. He said they're coming for you. Let me say something. I've been hearing this from day one, and if you think that anything I just said a minute ago was bad, I've broken it down and said it much worse than that. And let me tell you something. I'm not going to not speak the truth. I wish the fuck I was. Master going to hear you, girl, and he's going to come in here and fuck you up because you in here talking like this. I don't care. And I wish the rest of us would get to that point that we don't care. I don't. I'm more tired of being oppressed and watching how we live and continuing to be enslaved than I'm worried about what they going to do to us they ain't already fucking doing. They're going to lock me up? Okay. They gonna kill me? Okay. What they gonna do that they ain't already doing to us? I'm not scared to die, and I'm not scared to go to prison. I just want my shit to be for the right reason. What you're not gonna do is throw me away over some bullshit, put my ass in prison for the rest of my life, or murder me over some dumb shit, right? That's small. But for the right, there's plenty of shit that I would die for in my life. And there's plenty of shit that I will kill for in my life. And there is plenty of shit that I will go to prison for the rest of my life for. There's a lot of shit I won't, but there's some shit that I will. And where we are in this country and making sure that my children's children don't have to continue to live like this, that's one of the fucking reasons. I ain't scared. I don't know about the rest of y'all. We all got to die one day. I just want my shit to count. Y'all do me a favor, like this video, share this video, subscribe if you have not, right? I am protected by the ancestors, and when it's my time, it'll be my time. But until then, I promise you this, ain't nobody gonna come for me or touch me until it's time. And until then, I ain't worried about it. And when they do, it mean they were supposed to. Because see, I like everybody running around here as Christians, and they be like, oh, you know, the Lord is on my side. I got a whole host of angels and they can't touch me. But let me tell you something. I wrote a piece on the album called that. You can't stop this, right? I got a whole host of ancestors walking with me. Trust me, what I do and what I've been through in my life to be to where I am, this ain't just about me. And I'm not by myself. And I got a whole bunch of things that's walking with me and a big old force that a lot of people can't see. So trust me, there is a time that they probably are going to come for me. But that won't happen until it's time. And when it's time, it'll be time. And I'm okay with that. I ain't worried about it. Because just like y'all got Jesus walking with y'all, I got something much powerful walking with me. I don't have a whitewashed version of some savior. The very thing I need lives inside of me, right? In the universe, my ancestors and God walk with me. There are things that I've tried to walk away from this. It won't let me walk away from this. When this shit get too hard and I don't know what to do, guess what? Out of the blue, life will just make it happen. I'll be like, well, God damn. So I'm not alone in this. Matter of fact, I'm backed up by something much more powerful, right? And then I got a whole lot of people with me. Like I done told y'all before, don't let them tell you that I done killed myself, I done committed suicide, no damn where. Don't you let them tell you no bullshit about me. And don't let my death be in vain. What I want y'all to not do, please don't hashtag my name and put it in a motherfucking sea of hashtags. Who is that video? Who was that commercial into a sea of forgetfulness? I don't know what the fuck it was. But don't let them put my name, a hashtag on my name and put it into. don't honor our ancestors. We don't. We hashtag that name and it gives them no honor. Let me tell you something. When we decide to honor our ancestor, it will be the ancestor that when we say, it's enough. This is the last one. And we're not going to let you do this to us anymore. And we become so enraged that we get up and we do something about it. And I said enraged because anger is good. If you're black in this country and you're not angry, I want to know the fuck why not. Probably because all them liquor stores they got on the corner in the hood and all of them churches, they subdue your anger. Because they don't want you to, because they're scared. They're scared of Black America becoming angry. Because anger causes uprising. Uprising causes revolutions. Revolutions overthrow countries and fuck everything up for the government. That's exactly what we're going to have to do to get free. So don't ask me about nothing else. Right? How are we going to do this? That's the answer. If y'all not ready for that, then you're just not ready to be free. Period. So we think stuff is bad now about, right? Let's talk about the LGBTQ. Let me show y'all this that was sent to me. And somebody earlier said that the P in there was for Pan-Africanism. And I mean, not Pan-Africanism, pansexual. And you're right, but let me show you the one that they did put in here for this man. Where is this picture at? Let me see if y'all can see it. Can y'all see this? Just take a look at that for a minute. Now it's kind of blurry, but what you're looking at is a man who is stooped down, and inside of him, he is a little girl. So it's showing that he feels like a little girl. He has a heart. The little girl has a heart and is offering her heart to this little boy. It says, it says we're all different on the inside. My phone keeps now. Trans-sag. It says age fluid. LG. These are hashtags. Trans-sag. Hashtag age fluid. Hashtag LGBTQIAPKC. If you motherfuckers add another goddamn letter to this acronym, I swear to God, I'm gonna start shouting somebody. Add another one. I wish you would. It's too many motherfucking letters. Y'all my goddamn nerves. And then hashtags love is love. So I guess the trans-sag is what the fuck it is that they're calling it. Y'all do know what age fluid means, right? Take the word age off and go back to gender fluid. What it means is that you are, like when you say you have, gender fluidity, it means that you can like any gender you want. You can be any gender you want. Right, this is what I'm saying. Thank you. Either your age or not. How the fuck is your age? Well, I feel like a kid. I feel like I'm 7. How the fuck does that work? Do y'all see where this bullshit is going? The term that they're using is now in that acronym. Yes, they are mentally ill like a motherfucker. Mentally ill like a motherfucker. But I want y'all to know this is opening the door. How long have we been talking about this, y'all? I told you they was talking about it on the damn TED Talks. The woman who was speaking about pedophilia being a sexual orientation and that we should not allow people. And somebody told me, I didn't watch it. Have any of y'all seen it? I heard that there is a documentary on Netflix about a man who is a pedophile and he feels like he's hated by the world and he doesn't know why he feels the way that he feels, and he wanted to commit suicide. And so they're documenting this like we need to feel sorry for this motherfucker. Right. Now let me tell you something. Y'all don't think that this is a mental illness? Let a motherfucker say tomorrow they feel like a dog. and they go into work. I want one of you. How many of y'all like dogs? You want to be a dog? Because dogs like this is easy, right? They just lay around. Who want to be a dog around this bitch? Because it's just hard being a human being. Let's be a dog. So I'm gonna go to work tomorrow, and I'm not going to work tomorrow. I don't work for no motherfucking money. But go and take your ass to work, and I want you to crawl in or off floor. What you gonna say? Somebody coming to your job like that, and they start barking instead of talking to you. Are you gonna say, well, this man can be whatever he want to be? He feels like a dog. He can be a dog. Do you see how ridiculous that sounds? What the fuck ever happened to being you are what the fuck you are? Like there are some definite markers that say you're this and this belongs. Like when you're born, if you have a penis, that means you're a male. I don't care what the fuck none of y'all say. You born with a vagina, you're a girl. If you are 8 years old, I don't give a fuck if you feel like you're 30. You're motherfucking 8. You might have an old soul, sit your ass down in the corner some goddamn way. You ain't grown. I'm not do you see how ridiculous this is? So where are we going to stop this, y'all? Where is it going to stop? Everything is fluid now. Nothing is supposed to sit still. So at the end of the day, every gender can move. They can be what they want to be. You can have any sexual orientation that you want to have. You have sex with anything. Now we're age fluid. Shout out to you, James Graham. You said they tried to normalize dysfunctional behavior. Let me tell you something. America is dysfunctional as fuck. It always have been. Go do some research. You will find black and white pictures back on the plantation where they had the bucking farms, where they took the black males to break them down so that they didn't buck against the masters. So they would basically, to do that, they would rape them. And they would allow men that would travel, they could go to the bucking farms and they could have sex with those men. And you can go find pictures right the fuck now of boys in dresses with heels on and wigs back on the fucking plantation. So where you think this bullshit came from? We didn't do this. This country has always been a crazy ass dysfunctional country. Look at what the fuck they do. Look at slavery. Who the fuck does that and have any sense? Let me tell you something. You can ask your grandmother. We talked about this. Go back, ask your grandmother. Your grandmother probably remembers when people were getting lynched. Jim Crow wasn't that long ago. There were people who were being lynched from trees, and they remember that shit, and they still alive today. Now, I want you to tell me what kind of motherfucking person, how many of y'all have seen him? We've all seen him. I want you to analyze it and go a little deeper. All of us have seen the pictures online. Those used to be postcards where somebody is hanging from a tree. They're dead. And there are men standing around. There are white women with gloves on and shit and dresses. And there are kids there. Fucking kids. Who the fuck murders a human being? A lot of times they mutilated them. They would try and pull themselves up on a rope. They would cut their fingers off so they couldn't. They would cut off the men's penis and stuff them in their mouth. A lot of times they might even set them on fire. Who the fuck does that and then goes home and you okay? How the fuck does your 9-year-old watch that, smell burning flesh, see this man be murdered, and y'all go home and none of you motherfuckers had nightmares? You mean to tell me your wife took her white ass in the kitchen and she still cooked the pie and made a roast for dinner? This country has always been dysfunctional. And the motherfucking people who created it and founded it are sick as fuck. It's in their DNA. And they have projected that shit onto every motherfucking body. Who do you think is pushing this agenda? The powers that be. Well, who's white supremacy? Who's the powers that be? Is it my broke ass white friend that live in a motherfucking trailer park? No, his white ass got privilege, but it's the white motherfuckers that run the government. Who the fuck do you think are all the pedophiles? The people who have the ability to change the laws. The Jews, the white people, all in government. In Hollywood, the people with the money and the power, they have made this country what they want it to be, and they have spilled all their sicknesses onto everybody else. And we have become a product of the country that was founded from sick motherfuckers. So this country's always been dysfunctional as fuck. Now, I want y'all to think about that for a moment. Not just what I said about the lynching. I want y'all to think about that picture I just showed you. So I don't know what they call themselves, something sage, but it represents age fluidity. So now I want y'all to think about this. Listen to the words. So age fluidity means that you can feel like any age you want. right? So they didn't give you the term for pedophilia. They gave you a term that says you can feel any age you want. And let me show you how this is going to slowly unfold in the way that they're playing this. Shout out to you, Gloria. Thank you for that. So let me tell you what they're doing. Instead of saying they accept pedophilia, they're saying that they accept age fluidity. So if you can say, I feel a certain way and I feel a certain age, that is the beginning of pedophilia, because that's what these grown-ass people say, mostly men, say that I'm attracted to children because I feel like a child inside. And this is my thing. When we're talking about age fluidity, why, follow me now, why is that being entered into the LGBTQ category? Because the LGBTQ community is about sexual orientations. Y'all following me here? LGBTQ is sexual orientation. That's what all of those things are sexual orientations. So why are we talking about age fluidity in a group that represents sexual orientation if they're not telling you that at some point, no matter what age you are, you should just be able to fuck anybody? A 5-year-old, a 30-year-old, wear a dress. Who gives a fuck if you're a man? Wear pants if you're a woman. Feel like a whatever. Pansexual means I'll have sex with anybody. Are you fucking serious? Why do we even care what people's sexual orientations are? Because the motherfuckers who run this country is sick as fuck. Why are we worried about age fluidity and putting that inside of a sexual orientation group? So they're equating that age fluidity to sex. And what they're trying to say in this picture is that a grown man can feel like, I want you to think this, a grown man is not even feeling like another little boy inside. Now, if a grown-ass man want to have sex with a little boy, we call that pedophilia, but is that not gay as well? So let's see let's go into depth of how sick this picture that I just showed y'all really gets. So not only is he a grown man saying that he wants to have sex with a boy because he feels like a little girl inside. So you're a grown-ass man that feels like a little girl. So because you feel like a little girl, you want to have sex with a little boy, even though you got a penis and you're a grown-ass man. The fuck? So they're not even calling it. So then he's not even saying age fluidity should mean he feels like a little boy. But if you show another little boy trying to give another little boy his heart, people would look at that wrong. So they're trying to subconsciously get us to agree with it by showing you a little girl inside of this man liking a little boy, because the norm says when you're little girls should like little boys. So you see how they're playing on the norm, but at the same time really saying what it is. That's what it is. You're a grown-ass man, and if you want to have fucking sex with a little boy, you're not only a pedophile, you're gay. But if they put a little boy inside of that grown-ass man on that picture, offering his heart to another little boy, we wouldn't have received that, because they're trying to make you believe that they don't push sexual orientation on children. So they're going to give you a little girl in a dress inside of him, giving her heart to a little boy. He's a grown-ass man. I told y'all this is where this was going. Get y'all kids the fuck out of these schools. I don't know if Q is still in the house. I know Q came in here earlier, I think. I don't know if he's still in the house. Please take your kids and go over to Zions Institute, get them a laptop or something. Because I want you to know, if this is becoming part of the LGBT, I need y'all to understand this too. Follow me, let's go on this walk. That means it's going to become part of the curriculum that's already forced in the schools. LGBTQ has a curriculum in the schools about sex education and the history of LGBTQ, and it's a class that you can't even opt your children out of. If your children go to public school, they have to take the class, y'all. Go in there, and I dare you to tell them, oh, my kids can't take that. They're in there teaching kids in middle school how to have anal sex. I'm not playing with you. There was a teacher on the damn desk with a strap on showing them how you penetrate somebody with your legs up in the air. Right, LGBTQ history. Y'all see where I'm going with this though, but what about Black history, y'all? LGBTQ is being taught all year long. So what they did was they put the curriculum in the school when it was just LGBT. Maybe, you're right, maybe a Q on there. And they forced it into the school at that time. And then what they do is, now that they've already forced the curriculum, they don't have to force it with that in there, because had they put that in there from the beginning, people would have rejected it. So they slid that shit in there on us, y'all. They put the curriculum in the school, they forced everybody to teach it, and then what they do is they just add new shit to the LGBTQ group, and it automatically becomes part of the curriculum because the curriculum is already in the schools. So all you have to do is just add to the group of LGBTQ, and now it automatically becomes part of the curriculum. So you're gonna send your kids to school where they're gonna tell your children? They're gonna tell your children that grown men sometimes feel like little girls inside and they like little boys. It doesn't make it, right. But this is just how people feel, and we have to love them and accept people for who they are. Although they don't accept black folks for being regular people because we niggas, so I want y'all to remember that. We gotta accept everybody else for who the fuck they are and people's sexual orientations, but we don't have to accept black people for who they are. The fuck? Shout out to you, Gina. Thank you for that. But they're gonna tell your kids in school, you have to accept everybody for who they are. Now, I'm not saying that this is right. They're going to start to plant into your children's head that it's a sexual orientation. They're going to tell you that it's not something people should act on, but they want them to be aware that in this group, there are people who feel this way. This is what they're going to tell you. So now your kid is going to come home at 5 and 6 and their wheels are going to be turning. They're going to say, well, sometimes they said that grown-ups feel like little kids, and so they love you because inside they're a kid, so they love me because I'm a kid. And do you know how much it has to be for the pedophilia teacher and the fucking pedophiles on your kids' sports teams and the pedophiles every time you turn around to now fucking convince your child that this is just what it is and it's okay? Did they tell you about that in school? Yeah, I know I'm 35, Jimmy, but I feel like a little girl inside. Like I'm 10. Like you're 10. I'm 10. I feel like a little girl like you, You're a boy and I'm a girl inside. I mean, on the outside, I know that this is what I look like, but on the inside, that's not who I am. And what counts is who you are on the inside. You want to go play on the playground, Timmy? Because I still like to be on the swing. I know I'm big and people tell me I'm not supposed to be on the swing. People tell me I'm not supposed to play these games, but I like to play these games. You want to roller skate? You want to play a board game? Like, I love doing these things. I never wanted to grow up. So inside, I want to still be a kid. I want to be like you. This is how I feel. You know exactly how I feel, right? If you thought they was coming for your kids, just being black when it comes to the police and the school system, I want y'all to really think they're coming for your kids. For real. I want you to know that the most sex trafficked race of children in this country are black kids. And we'll talk about the girls, but boys too. Boys too. Our black boys get sex trafficked, and just as many of them are missing as the black girls are missing, but we don't talk about the boys. So when this pedophilia shit comes into play, whose children are you think they're going to target the most? So I don't care if you're in this community. If you're not black first, like, this is some bullshit all the way around. And I keep saying, for those of y'all that are in the LGBTQ community, y'all need to stand the fuck up and say something. Y'all need to say this is not our agenda and we don't want it and fight back against it. It's not those of us, because when we try to say something and we're not in that community, they tell us that we're just hating on y'all, or we're just not giving y'all rights, or we're trying to oppress y'all. We're trying to not give y'all the freedom to be who you want to be. That's what they say to us. Psychologically, you need to stand the fuck up. I know a lot of people in the LGBT community who don't agree with this. You have to stand the fuck up and say something. It can't come from us. And if you stay silent, you are just as much complicit as these motherfuckers. You know why? Because I watch you take your black ass out there and march with the feminist bitches. I watch black sisters do that shit all the time. To fight to throw a black man away because he looked at a white woman's titties. Maybe he did rape her. Why do you give a fuck if he raped Becky? Did he rape you, Tanya? Stop giving a fuck about these feminist ass chicks. But we run out there behind them, do we not? We run out behind everybody. I know straight sisters. I know brothers who tell me they're feminists. How the fuck are you a man and you're a feminist? If you don't sit your dumb ass down. I'm a black woman and I ain't a feminist. Just like you would see black women that would say that they're straight, they're not in the LGBT community, but oh, they'll go to the pride parade because they love them some gay people. The fuck? My gay friend, he is my best friend. Well, go find you another friend. This shit is not cute. But where y'all at? We stand up for every goddamn body else's cause, but nobody ever says any goddamn thing. When is the LGBTQ community gonna say it's enough? Because the truth of the matter is this is not y'all fucking agenda. You do know that the government did this, starting with y'all favorite president, Obama. Give that nigga a round of applause. You do know he implemented all this. It started with the government, did it not? And then they did all of this, and then they took over. You do know that this is not your agenda. People didn't sit around in the LGBT community and say, oh, we want to add this and we want to add that. The government is now doing these things. They let you have your gay movement so that they could co-opt your gay movement. And we talk about co-opting here all the fucking time. They gave you that gay movement so they could co-opt your shit because they had a bigger motherfucking plan when it was all said and done. And now they're implementing their plan. I know plenty of people who are in this group, in this community, and they don't agree with this. So you need to stand your black ass the fuck up and go get all those white people that you hang out with at that gay pride parade and you be like, you know what? It's not what we really wanted. I mean, I know you're 30 and you wear dresses and you look fabulous. And I like my dress too, bitch. And both of y'all as black men will take your ass out there with your lace fronts and your nails and your bitch this and your girl that, even though you a man, if you are not okay with them doing this to our children, then I'm going to need you to stand the fuck up and say something. Danger Pooch said, don't Mechee got a gay daughter. Don't block him. Don't kick him out. I'm not understanding what that has to do with the situation. I do. Thank you. There you go, William. William got it. He timed you out. But he could have said that. It's not offensive, right? I'm not understanding why that matters because I'm not speaking against people having their sexual orientation. I'm speaking of the co-opting of this situation. And the only reason you know that about my daughter is because I've said it. And then I just say to you, plenty of people in that community don't agree with this. My daughter doesn't agree with this. Do you know that half the kids in our neighborhood are gay? Bruh. And do you know that every kid that's come to my house that is gay all has a story about a nasty uncle or auntie, and that's why they're that way? People don't want to talk about that, though. People don't want to talk about the fact that when our children get molested now and they have trauma because it is easier to go to the other sex because when a girl gets touched up by her uncle, before she's even started dating, she feels uncomfortable around men. So it's much easier because society's made it that way. So instead of dealing with her trauma, she just runs and goes to be with another girl who got molested by her uncle. And because it's so accessible and so easy and so accepted in society, we've just allowed them to cover their trauma, just go in the other direction. Just go in the other direction, which means they never deal with their trauma. They just go in the other direction. And all the youth that I know that are living that life, this is what's happened to them, including my daughter. So you wouldn't know that my daughter was that way if I didn't tell you. So I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not bashing anybody for having a certain type of life that they have. What I'm saying to you is that all of the people that I do know in the LGBTQ community, they don't agree with this shit. That's the point I'm making. I'm not telling you that you can't be, and let me tell you something too. My daughter and all the black kids hang around here, they're black first, okay? I never said once in this live, and I've never said any time when I talk about the black community, because I don't discredit the LGBT black community. I even tell black men, that gay black men, if you're going to be gay, I'm okay with that. Like, that's your lifestyle. I'm not mad at you for being gay. All I ask is, can you like not give up your testosterone? Like, can you still be gay and whoop a motherfucker ass? Can you still be a gay man and take off your skirt and protect your community? See, because I'm used to men that are gay liking men. That's what it's supposed to mean. It's supposed to mean that if you're a gay man or you're a gay woman, you like a woman that's like a woman. If you're a man, you like a man that's like a man. So if you like a man that's dressed up in a dress, that's where that shit starts coming in. It's the mental disorder. Like, how the fuck do you want a man, but you want him to look like a woman? You want him to have titties, and you want him to have all kind of stuff in a soft voice, but you want a penis down there? That's where the mental disorder starts to come in. So I'm not mad at people for living the lifestyle they want. Do what you want to do in your bedroom. I'm gonna tell you this though, my daughter don't walk around with no fucking flaming flag telling everybody I'm gay. It's nobody's business. Most people don't even know that until she introduces them to her girlfriend. And my daughter's grown. So, did I answer your question, brother? Because that's really not even the topic here. The topic is that this community is now trying to put into play that people can, pedophilia can now be a part of this. Pedophilia. War Sports says, "Are you white, man?" Yeah, I'm white. Yeah. Y'all come in here and say the dumbest shit. Yeah, I'm white. I'm white talking about how black people, we need to get up, and I keep saying we, and I use those words. Were you born yesterday, motherfucker? Like, you do know that black people come in all shades. You do know that, right? I'm white. When the last time, I mean, even if you had enough sense about looking at me, even if you didn't think that I was all black, which I'm not, I have a black mother and I have a white father, if you must know, you can't look at my hair, motherfucker, and tell I'm white. When the last time you seen a white woman come out and this is what her hair look like? Use one, dumb motherfucker. Don't delete him. Let his dumb ass stay. Aren't you white, man? Wow. Aren't you dumb than a motherfucker? Yeah, I'm white. So you might not want to listen to my channel since I'm white talking about black issues. You know, you just go to somebody else's channel that's a little more black for you. How about that? Y'all be saying the dumbest stuff. What city do you live in? So I can check the lead levels there. Do you drink the sink water, brother? I mean, because anybody could probably look at me and tell that maybe if you don't think that I'm all the way black, you probably at least think that I got some black in me, right? If you listen to the way that I talk. If you look at my hair. Stop drinking that sink water. That's what I want you to do. Okay? Stop drinking the sink water. Right? It's harming your brain cells. Really. With that said, though, y'all, I'm not gonna be here all night. But I wanted to make that point, and I want y'all to see how this is all some bullshit, right? Billy Porter's in this dress. Billy Porter is on Sesame Street. Y'all think that's a coincidence? Do y'all really think, after everything we've discussed here tonight, do you think that's a coincidence that Billy Porter is on Sesame Street in a big ass gown? Shout out to you, G-Bone. That's where I'm at. I'm in the war. So, do you think that it's an accident? He is on Sesame Street. It's a kids show. Why is he on Sesame Street with kids? I already told y'all. This is why. If you want to change a generation of society, you start with the children. And so while we got gay ass Mr. Porter all up on the goddamn TV with our children in a goddamn dress during Black History Month, you got Naomi Campbell saying this dumb shit she done said about Black history being about all people of color with your dumb ass. And the weaves is too motherfucking tight, then fuck your brain up and shit, sis. You just stupid as fuck. And just don't think somebody got money that make them smart, because she's a stupid motherfucker to say some dumb shit like that, right? Just like homie who came in here, stupid motherfucker. No matter what his bank account look like, he's a stupid motherfucker. So I want you to think about that. And then at the same time, now this picture I showed you just got put up like 2 days ago. So all of a sudden in the month of Black History Month, we're sitting here putting out all of this propaganda towards Black children and talking about pedophilia. They're coming after our children, y'all. And I am offended as fuck. And Black History Month, this whole month, kiss my ass. I don't understand how we're in 2020. Why is there not, from elementary on up into high school, why don't we have a mandatory in the curriculum? Why is there not Black history being taught? All year round. Let me tell you why. Because they only gonna give you 5 fucking stories. Didn't we already talk about that? They're gonna give you 5 leaders, 5 stories, and that's it. And so they only need a month. If they taught you Black history all year long, they would have to teach you some real history because they would run out of lies to tell you, and they would have to start telling the truth. Shout out to you, Superman. Thank you for that. They do. My moderators put it in there. You're right. YouTube do take 30% of that. The Cash App is $Mechee X, but in the description box of this video, you guys, if you push it down, it has all the information for the Black Agenda. The Cash Apps and the PayPals are down there. If y'all ever are looking for them again. But thank you. I mean, YouTube do take 30%, but thank you for that. So yeah, next time, and the moderators usually put it in there. So if anybody ever wants to know what the Cash App is, if you just ask the moderator, they put it in the chat. One of my they the dopest, even though some of y'all be blocking people for no reason. The rest of them, they got you. They'll put it in there. Thank you for that, sis. Though, and so I'm not understanding why these LGBTQ can have this curriculum from school in elementary all the way up to high school, but yet and still Black people, we can't get no history all year round, and it's 2020. That's a big slap in the face to me. I'm not understanding how you motherfuckers that ain't been around, because y'all didn't exist when Black people was on the plantation, but no LGBTQ, just some nasty ass slave masters who was raping men and everything else. But y'all didn't exist. And somehow we're supposed to teach y'all history all year round because it's an agenda to go after our children to change the next generation. And somebody said it was depopulation. Yes, that's probably part of the plan as well. Because you do know if you're not out here having sex with a man and a woman is not having sex together, then ain't no babies being born. Somebody, you said Naomi is friends with Harvey Weinstein. No wonder. So Black History Month is some bullshit to me. They give you the same dumbass stories that don't empower us, don't teach us nothing. Like, that's the extent of our history, y'all, which is great. Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, plantation, you was free. Somebody made some peanut butter. Somebody made the stoplight. There you go. Bang. That's all we are. We should be offended that they fucking do this to us every year. We really should. They just give you a month. And they talk about a little bit of bullshit. They play some little stuff on TV. No parade. You gay motherfuckers, y'all parade be off the chain. Just flags and rainbows, and you co-opted that shit. I used to like rainbows. And I'm kind of mad about that because I have shirts I can't wear now because every time I walk out the house, everybody think I'm trying to represent LGBTQ. I just like rainbows in this motherfucker. How about that? But they get all of this, and we get nothing. And we accept this shit. Oh, it's Black History Month. Fuck out of here. I don't even accept that shit. This is surface stuff. They can keep that bullshit they done gave us because there's no relevance to it. It doesn't educate us. It ain't no real fucking history, and it does not a damn thing for Black people. So fuck Black History Month. Not in the sense of saying fuck Black people, but fuck what it is. But I ain't gonna say fuck what it's become. Fuck what it's always been. We just need to wake up to the fact that this shit ain't doing no justice by our history or our people at all. And then you turn around and do all this for another group of people. It's just a slap in the damn face. But that's all this country has ever done to us. So Naomi Campbell made her comment. She's out of motherfucking order. But at the end of the day, ain't nobody over here worried about no goddamn Black History Month. Fuck this shit. Give me some freedom. Fuck a Black History Month. And let me tell you this before I get out of here so that you can understand once again where everybody here watching. Y'all do me a favor. Like this video, right? Or y'all get up out of here, share this video, subscribe if you're not, hit that notification bell. But I want you to understand this. They got Billy Porter in this dress. I just showed y'all that thing about age fluidity. I'm not going to explain it again. If you didn't see it, you just tuning in. You got to go back. But the picture that I showed. So now they're telling you, they've added another acronym, another letter to the acronym from that community. So now we can start talking about age differences and age fluidity when it comes to sexual orientations. They're pushing all this shit on the kids, on the babies. Why are they doing that? I'm going to tell you why they're doing that. Because my ass and your ass gonna be dead soon. And when we're gone, there will be nobody to speak sense into the next generation. I want you to think about that. We're sitting here now and we are fighting this thing and speaking out on it because we come from a generation where this shit is not normal. I do want you to know that your children today, when our children have children tomorrow, those children will grow up in a generation and a society that says this is normal. They will never question it. We question it now, like, what the fuck? There will come a time that society will not question it because it will just be normalcy. If you want to change society, all it takes is one generation. And you have to start by planting the seeds of the change into the minds of the youth. And for as many of you that think that you don't think your kids will agree with this, you just don't know. How many of you send your kids off to school every day? Have you stopped? I need all of y'all, like, talk to your kids before they go to school or when they come home from school tomorrow. Ask them about the shit they see in school. If you ain't bothered to stop and ask your 8-year-old son and daughter, you don't know this, but there's probably children in their class right now that are in elementary that was a boy last year, but he's a girl now and he wears dresses and you have to call him a her. And if you call him anything but a her, you will get in trouble because using the wrong word or adjective for somebody in that community, they say is like an act of violence, but the word nigga ain't. You think your kids ain't buying this shit. You don't really know what your kids think. Because your children are in the public school system, and that's why they put it in there. The school spends more time with your children than you do. Your children go to school like you go to a full-time job. So I'm thinking about all the hours you spend at work, and then when you come home, it doesn't make you a bad parent, but the truth is in society, you're not really raising your children. You're not the biggest influence on your children. Their peers are, and their peers are them kids they're going to school with. So even though your son might not want to wear a dress, you might be surprised. Your 8-year-old might tell you, your 5-year-old in kindergarten might tell you that if boys want to wear dresses, they can. Like, he don't want to wear a dress. But he might tell you that if boys want to wear dresses, they can. Well, why do you say that? Well, that's what they said at school, Ma. It's this one boy in my class, and his name is Tanya, and it was Tyrone last year, but now he wears dresses, and he got really long hair, and he wear nail polish and stuff, and he said he a girl, so we got to call him a girl. If we don't, we'll get in trouble. And then last week, Mama, this man came into the library, and he was reading us stories at story time, and he had on the dress and stuff, and he was dancing for us and everything. Y'all better start asking y'all kids what the fuck is going on at school. Because this is where they're getting this shit. So even if your children don't partake, and at some point it's going to become normal, what's going to happen is they've been seeing this shit since they was a little kid in school. It's all over TV. It's all on social media. It's on motherfucking Sesame Street. Turn your TVs off too. Fuck some TV. Take that cable bill away and buy some goddamn life insurance or something, or something else. Buy a goddamn stock every month. Fuck that TV. It's the biggest conditioning tool that's used in your damn household. But don't get it twisted. So is social media. So monitor that shit too. So you got Mr. Porter in a dress. Mr. Porter in a dress on Sesame Street. You got this curriculum in the school. Now they're adding this shit that you got of age fluidity into this community. They're having drag queens come read to your kids, no lie, in school. They're telling your kids dumb shit like boys have periods too. What man in this chat has ever bled once a month? Fucking tell me when. That she was doing some dumb shit. You had a crazy girlfriend and every month she stabbed your ass or some shit. When the fuck have you ever bled? You do know this is how insane this shit is. You do know that they're going around saying that boys can have periods too. Yes, without your permission. They don't need your permission. If your child is in a public school, you can't even opt them out. If they're here, they're gonna go by this agenda. If not, get your kids the fuck out of their school. Okay, I did that many years ago. Give me my motherfucking kids then. If you implant it into the brains of these children, let me tell you something. Herc always said Tariq Nasheed covered all of this. Nobody gives a fuck with that shiny lip ass, oppressive, hustling ass, getting money off the people ass nigga talked about. Nobody cares. I don't care over here. So if you've already heard it from Tariq Nasheed, then you can hear it from me and shut the fuck up in my chat, or you can go over there and talk to Tariq Nasheed about it. I don't fuck with these fake ass niggas who wrap up their goddamn activism and goddamn entrepreneurship. So please don't come in my chat with all these capital motherfucking letters. Tariq Nasheed, I already talked about this. So then if you've already heard it, you should fucking leave since you don't need to hear it again, motherfucker. Don't come in my chat with that bullshit. Tariq Nasheed, I already said this. Well, go listen to that nigga then. Because around here, we don't fuck with his ass. Because he a sellout. You niggas just don't see it. And we're not gonna get into all of that and make this about him. But you're trying to be funny. That's why you came over here with all your cats. You can block that nigga. You can block him. How about that? Now you're blocked. Don't come back over here again. You can stay your ass over at Tariq Nasheed's thing. Make sure when his Meek Slide album come out, you buy that nigga shit too, old bitch ass nigga running around here in furs. Fuck out of here and lip gloss on. Nigga be wearing his wife's coats and wearing her lip gloss too much. You got me fucked up. Don't come over here with that bullshit. Right, who just said, bye, Tariq, stop trolling. That's Tariq in this motherfucker. Tariq already talked about this. Tariq don't do shit but recite to you everybody else's shit he already heard. That's how the fuck he ever did. That's the nigga where he got the information from. Tell him where he got his research from. Let's see if he break that shit down to you. That nigga just recite everything he everybody else said. But in it motherfucking. This is the thing. Your children, right, you did. Your children are going to grow up. And whether they partake in these lifestyles or not based on you, what is going to happen is that your children are going to believe that this is society and this is just what it is. Whether I do it, right, or not, it's society. So when you are dead and gone and your children are 30 and 40 and they have children that are teenagers, we won't be having these conversations anymore because we're having these conversations now, right? But when your children get a certain age and we're not here, there will be nobody to dispute this shit. It will be the norm in society. There's going to come a time really soon when you're going to see men walk around with dresses on and nail polish, and they're going to tell you they're not even gay. They're going to be men who like women who dress like this because they're changing the culture. They're saying men can wear dresses, men can wear polish. It's a way of effeminizing them because even if you decide as a heterosexual man at some point, and y'all gonna be like, no real man will wear a dress. Fuck out of here. You niggas got onesies, y'all got little crop tops, y'all got fucking lace shorts, and they be having these boys up here talking about I'm heterosexual wearing this shit. It's called a style. You think I'm playing? You know how many heterosexual men y'all walk around here with skinny jeans on and they tighter than my fucking leggings? So let's not play that game. There will come a time when it will be just the norm in society. So they're implanting it in the children because when my children and your children are in their 40s and they're having children, your grandchildren are going to look up and there won't be anybody debating dresses on boys anymore. There won't be anybody debating gender fluidity. This shit will just be society and it will be normal. Just like when you go over to those countries in Iraq, where if women do certain things, they'll stone you to death still. We think that shit's ridiculous, but those are the way that their society is set up. So when you do some shit and you get caught as a woman having an affair, your head is not covered, and they decide to punish you and to kill you in the motherfucking streets, nobody goes home and says, oh my God, I can't believe they just did that. No, that is the norm in their society, and they just say that's what the fuck happens. No matter how ridiculous it seems, it's normal to them. And the way you make something normal is by planting in the seeds of the baby's minds while they are young, while they are growing, so that it becomes normalcy to them. And when they have children, they will pass that shit on to their children, and it will be nothing but that's just the way society is. I promise you. This is what they're doing. And this is why they target the children. And understand, for all of you, us as Black people, I'm going to say this, I'm getting the hell out of here, that don't understand how we get free, you better target the children. If you know your enemy and you know the way that they work and you understand how they work, you would learn to work in the way that they work. If they're the team that's winning, you should take some pointers from them. But you got to first know what the fuck they doing to win. You got to understand their game plan. You got to be able to look at that shit. Thank you, Clue. Thank you for that. And you're right. Our men are very important. We need them. Because without them, we really going to hell in a handbasket. I need men to be men. I really need y'all to be men. Like, beat your chest. Ho, ho, ho. I'm a man in this motherfucker. Fine. Like, you know, go back to having your chair in the living room in them days. Well, this is my house. And I'm the man. I'll run this motherfucker. Okay. As long as you don't put on a dress, I'm even willing to be okay with it. But understand, if you think we're ever going to get free, or if you want our people to understand how we're attacked, if you want our people to understand what we need to do to get free, I need you to understand that we need to be talking to the youth as well. How do you embed it in their brains? When your children are 5 and 6, just like they're talking to them about shit, you might think, for me to say that you should be talking to your kids about the fact that we should have a revolution and that we should be fighting back and that we are under oppression and all of the things that still existed and racism is still here, and you should begin to explain these things to your 5-year-old children. You know why? Because if you tell me they're too young to understand, no. They are in there teaching your children that men can wear dresses. They are in elementary teaching your 12-year-old son that this is how you would a strap on. This is how you penetrate somebody and have anal sex. They are teaching anal sex. I swear for God, I'm not lying. Look this shit up. So if society can teach your children that shit, you scared to teach your kids that we need to get up and start a revolution and remember who they are? If black people will ever get free, you better target the youth. The youth. People don't like when I say that. They be like, well, leave our youth alone. Fuck out of here. They grab all of our youth at 18 years old and send you off to the army. Do they not? Won't you take our kids at 18 and send them to war and let them die for this country? But if I tell you the 18-year-olds and the teenagers and the 20-year-olds need to learn to fight for our freedom, you'll tell me why you ruining our youth. You want them to just die? They die in any motherfucking way. Why don't you teach them to learn how to defend themselves and fight back and understand what kind of war we're really in? Shout out to you, Busy Beaver. Thank you. And if we understood, it's Black History Month. Let me give you some history before I get out of here. If you want to talk about tribes and African ways and where we came from, I need you to understand the concept of a village. And when we talk about a village, we have different age groups that serve certain purposes in the village to make it work. And the youth are the strength. The youth are the warriors. And the people that are 30 and 40 years old are the ones that are supposed to be training the other youth from where they've come from so that they understand how to be the strength of the village. The youth are your strength. The youth are your warriors. What are we talking about? The elders bring wisdom. And the babies represent new life so that the village can continue to thrive. Everything plays its part. And you don't wait till somebody's 40 to tell them to get out there on the fighting field when they're getting older. You take them when they're young, when they are strong, when they are able to be the warriors and the fighters that they need to be. And our children are definitely warriors and fighters. They're out here in the community wrapped up in gangs and everything else. They're using their warrior spirit for the wrong reasons, but it's still in them. You wonder why the youth are out here killing and murdering in gangs? Because somewhere in them, the fact that they are youth, that is the time where they think that they're invincible. They out here fighting for what they believe in because they're young. They just ain't believing in the right shit. So let's not be like, oh, well, we can't get our youth. What are we going to do? If you're going to start a revolution, you better go get every motherfucking body. I need the kids. I need the youth. I need grandma and grandpa. I need all of us to arm ourselves and be ready to do what we need to do to be free. So while they're penetrating the minds of our children with sick bullshit in the schools, I'm going to need you to know that if we want to ever get free, you must penetrate the minds of the youth. See, they will tell you in this month that Rosa Parks was the woman who did not get her seat up on the bus and they made her famous. I will tell you that before Rosa Parks ever did that, a 15-year-old girl did it first. And part of the reason they didn't want to use her face is because do you really want to make a 15-year-old the face of activists? The face of rebellion? No. Because then all of the other youth will believe that they can stand up and rebel just like her. You get it? That's why they never gave her the credit. Claudette Colvin, is that her name? Shout out to her. That's real Black history that they would not tell you. She wasn't pregnant at the time. She did come up pregnant shortly after that, down the road. She wasn't pregnant at the time. She was coming home from school. Well, her friends on the bus, and her friends got up, but she didn't. Yes, there was. Claudette. So this is the thing. They're scared for the youth to see themselves as activists and as warriors and to stand up because it would encourage all of the other youth. That's a problem. But that's where we need to be looking. We're watching our best assets waste away in these streets, in these prisons. Our youth. We need them if we're ever going to fight this revolution. If we're ever going to get free, we can't do it without them. With that said, I'm going to get the hell out of here because I think my device is about to die because I didn't have all that power. And I've been on here long enough, y'all. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, I was only home 20 minutes. I don't know if anybody sent anything to PayPal or Cash App, but this thing's about to die. So I will shout that out tomorrow because I will be back tomorrow, you guys. Hey, mama, my mama in the house. I love you, mama. So what I want y'all to do for me, for y'all leave though, can y'all like this video, right? Share this video. Subscribe if you have not. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I go live, whenever YouTube is not hating. And with that said, I love y'all. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I know I've been gone, but I'm back. I was busy working, but y'all will see me this week. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and as I said, I will read out any donations for PayPal and Cash App because a couple came through the past couple days. But I will do that tomorrow because this thing is finished out. So y'all be good, and I will talk to you guys later.